it's John Piper with the weekend video, and it's Saturday the 11th of January. One of the things I do is listen to other traders from time to time. One of these is Larry Pasavento, who has some good charts and some good ideas. One thing he looks at is actually planetary alignments, not something I put a huge amount of trust in. But he's saying that on the day of the low in 2009, this is a monthly chart, and yesterday, 10th of January, the planets were in a very unusual situation, suggesting momentous moves. Well, okay, obviously in 2009 we didn't see a momentous move, the low of the last decade plus. So I thought, well, it might be interesting to look at the charts to see whether there's any potential that we saw something important yesterday. This wouldn't just affect equities, but it would affect all markets. Gold, Bitcoin, cryptos, oil, currencies, etc., etc. Anyway, so for that reason, I want to look at this chart of DAX. Now, we have got a clear 5 rows up here. I mean, there's been a lot of debate about whether there's a complete 5 into the 2018 peak. Now, in case of the DAX, the peak came in, let's check the level. Right, at 13602 in January. Now, what's interesting is that, let me go and expand this chart. So since that peak, which came in January 2018, we saw an ABC, A, B, C, which could be an A wave. We've then seen another ABC into the highs yesterday, I think it is. I'll check in a minute. So it could be we've seen an A and a B. We haven't seen new highs. And could it be we're now going to see a substantial fall, which may have already begun, in fact, we saw it yesterday, as a C wave decline. So there is some potential the markets could, it's only it could, go along with this theory that yesterday was an important day, possibly a momentous day for the markets. Let's have a look at the shorter term here. Okay, so we treat this low here, which we saw about the 4th, 5th of January, down around 12.9. Then that seems to be the lower wave 4. We have got a possible 1-2 here, so this is a way to question marks. We're obviously looking at the peak here. So the 4 and the 5 might already be in. We can go down another leg actually, but we did sell off quite sharply yesterday. We're not down 100 points or so for peak. Nothing too dramatic, but that would continue then on Monday, Tuesday. Then it could start to look like something that could be important. I mean, these planetary things apparently only suggest some kind of momentous move, which could of course be up. It doesn't have to be down, but clearly if we see a correction, so if we see an ABC, and then we see another rally up, that would count as a third wave. That also would be a pretty solid move in the markets, although the 10th of January would be less relevant for that. Right, looking at the actual action since the peak, this is a 5-minute chart now. ABC down to there, looks like an A, then a 5-part rally, which could be a B, which actually it could be a fail. I mean, you could call it a failed 5th wave, perhaps. Off the low. And we've now got this possible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, assuming that we actually have a low in here. Obviously that would change if we saw lower prices come in pretty much immediately on Monday. So this actually was an irregular top, i.e. a 5th wave, so it failed to make 13602, so it's a 5th wave failure if you like, which is a possibility. Then this could actually be counted as a 5 waves off that top. So yeah, there is a pattern there, arguing that we have seen an important peak on the DAX, which would need confirmation. But if we start to motor next week, then this will be worth looking at and following, because it could be a very significant move. Right, look at FTSE, monthly chart up to 2009 again. So it had that low again, on that particular day in that year, along with this planetary thing. The sort of accepted view seems to be we've got a 1, 2 here, followed by 5 waves up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So that would be the high of 3. Then we've got a 4, and then a 5th wave to come in. So the DAX actually counts more cleanly that the 5th wave is in actually here. So it does support the view that we just maybe it's a failed retest or a failed break, and that we are going lower at this point. FTSE not so much. Let's have a look at the action since yesterday's peak. Okay, not so much to go on, but this could be a 5, so that could be a 1, followed by a regular ABC with making a low. And this could be a wave 3 starting up. But again, it's all a little bit flimsy, but it's only about 17 points off the earlier high up here. So not a huge amount to go on, but again, what happens next week might confirm that. By looking at the Dow, we have 5 waves up from the 2009 low, I think. So you've got the 1, 2, 5 part 3, and a big correction which ended in 2019. We're now making our way upwards from there, so let's go to a shorter term chart. The Dow looks pretty positive. We've also got the election as well. We've also got possible Iran retaliation, various other things that could happen, impeachment, I guess, although it looks like a bit of a damp squid. But from the wave 4 here, it looks like we're seeing a 1, 2, and a 3. So it looks like we've got further to come, really. Let's have a look at the shorter term 5 minute. Oh, the Dow saw a strong down day, about 300 points off the top, early high, 6 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I mean that does look like it could continue, certainly. Wave count's a little bit obscure here. That's pretty clearly a 1, I guess. 2. I think a 3 down to there. I mean, there's a clear third wave here. So 3 in there with 4 perhaps developing. And maybe a 5th wave decline coming in on Monday before we see some kind of bounce come in. So it may be that next week will be quite dramatic, but the Dow suggests it will perhaps not continue, not be too bad tomorrow, but it could be later in the week. But of course, these things can accelerate, so if this is actually a third of a third here, then that would change that pattern quite considerably, and the implications. Alright, gold, we've got this 5-wave advance. As I've said before, I think what I'm counting here as the 3, 4, 5 is actually all part of 3, but we need to see the resolution of this current decline that's come in. Well, a sharp decline, it could easily continue, but I still think my preferred count is 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and if it's 3 of 3, we're seeing a correction before it starts to bounce up again quite rapidly. We need to, as I say, we need to see what's happening with this current correction before we can confirm that. Silver's got a similar pattern, but even more strongly the view that it's actually a third wave rather than anything else. Alright, finally Bitcoin, just keeping us guessing really. We have the possible 5-wave advance to there, so that'd be at 1 and 2, and this would be 3 in process, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so a very big 4th wave, which again raises question marks about this. But it hasn't taken out the wave 1 high by a long margin, that would be that level there. And this could be wave 5 in process. The big worry is that that count is not correct, and that the actual count is, we've seen an A, B, and a C. This is a wave 1 on the way down, this is a wave 2 on the way down, and that we're going to keep on going down. So both counts are equally valid, really. I mean, this wave here is quite clearly a possible ABC, A, B, C. That's ABC anyway, which would be a B wave. And this is currently an ABC also. And this wave here is ambiguous. Let's have a look at it in a bit more detail. Right, this decline off this peak at around 85. It could be a 1, 2, 3, I suppose. Got something like a regular 4, I guess. I'm getting a bit messy at this point. And a possible 5th down there, but it's not a very clean count, to say the least. I think it counts better as a correction, in fact. So it could be an ABC down to there, a B, another ABC down to there. I think that's roughly equivalent in length. This looks pretty impulsive. Again, if the count's not clear, and this may be still in progress, so we may want to go lower anyway. But it may become clearer early next week. I mean, if we are this is a momentous move, then things will clarify, I suspect. Right, on that note, I call it today. I found it useful. Quite a long report on the equities, but good to look at longer term counts from time to time, which is what we've done in effect. And have a great weekend. Thanks for listening, and bye for now. Incidentally, do get in touch with any questions, and we'll have to answer those. And bye for now.